All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have another Total War replay. We have something dark amongst the shadows of Altdorf as Ikit Claw, upon his doom wheel, leads the forces of Skaven against the Empire. Right now we have Ikit Claw with his doom wheel, as well as the Wheels of Doom ROR and two Doom Flayers in the trees. The Skaven are being led by Legion, and the Empire's forces are being led by Lagsy. For the Skaven side, we have some Warpfire Throwers, we have 2 units of Warplock Jezzails, we have some Rat Ogres on the far right flank, some Clan Rat Spears, we have the Warlock Engineer, and an Assassin. For the forces of the Empire, we have an Outrider units of Grenade Launchers, a couple Pistoliers, we have 3 units of Empire Knights, we have 2 Great Cannons being protected by Sigmar's Sons, and the forces of the Empire are being helmed by Marcus Wolfhart with an Amber Wizard to support with Flock of Doom and the Transformation of Ghadan. We have a few units of Huntsmen kind of in the vanguard, kind of getting some shots while they remain hidden. But now these shots are firing in. We have the cannons opening up upon the Warplock Jezzails, doing some good damage on the initial volleys. And now the Skaven are advancing as the Huntsmen are now revealed as they begin shooting into the Skaven slaves. Probably want to be switching over to these Rat Ogres as soon as they are in range. Getting that anti-large. A focus shot coming in upon the Warlock Engineer. Does look like he may have gotten behind the hill just in time to avoid that shot, as the grenade launchers are now kind of pressuring up against these Warlock Jezzails. A few shots going into the Skaven slaves and a few more going into the Clan Rat Spears. They should be getting some good damage there, but these Skaven are now springing their ambush as Ikit Claw and his Doom Wheels and Doom Players are now advancing from the tree line into view of the Empire as the grenade launchers are now running for the hills. Looks like 1 unit of the Warplock Jezzails have routed. We have a couple of Pistoliers actually kind of in the back flank of the Skaven. If they are able to kind of put some pressure on this Warplock Jezzail, they should be able to get that off the field, even though we do have this other unit over here, which does look like it's angling towards trying to get some shots on to those Pistoliers. But now the front lines are starting to approach. It looks like as one of the Skaven slaves has engaged the front line, trying to kind of get some push the Huntsmen back, though now they are engaged in the front line and they will be going down fairly soon. But now Ikit Claw is now coming in. The focus shot is coming from Marcus Wolfhart. We'll see if that gets any good damage down, as well as a Transformation of Ghadan. One of the Feral Manticores is coming in. The shot does connect. We have a Warplock Lightning coming down, and a Scorch as well. The Scorch is going to be coming right through Sigmar's Sons. Had that actually started a little farther behind, that Teardrop shape would have done a lot more damage. A Flock of Doom going down on Ikit Claw, causing him to rout. Looks like it is only just clipping him, so not a whole lot of damage, but it is able to push him at least off the front lines for now. Now the Warlock Engineer is now kind of pushing up as well, though it looks like the Wheels of Doom is starting to get into the cookie jar, kind of shutting down the Huntsmen as well, even though the Huntsmen now are all focus firing on these Warpfire Throwers, as well as the Feral Manticore also getting on top of them, causing them to run for the hills despite the Assassin there. He is unable to screen them out in time, and now the Outriders with grenade launchers are also getting in to the cookie jar, kind of trying to get some shots in. Now they're just turning and firing on the Skaven slaves. The Warplock Jezzails are now firing in, probably targeting these Empire Knights. Trying to get some good damage there. The Empire really isn't able to pressure them as much as they would probably like, so they're kind of free to fire for the time being. Though the Feral Manticore has gotten onto the routing unit of Warpfire Throwers and causing them to completely shatter, so that is them off the field. That is very good indeed for the Empire, as the bounce power is now initially in their favor. Ikit Claw has now come back as he is now engaging in the front lines. Looks like both cannons, though, are offline for the Empire. That is not good for them. They really would have wished they had been able to keep firing, and a lightning coming down into the middle of them, doing some more good damage. And now the Assassin is coming for Marcus Wolfhart, and he sees them just in time, getting one shot off, but now he is running. He is not going to want to be sticking around in that engagement for sure. But the Skaven have definitely pushed into the cookie jar and are keeping the cannons from firing, which is really the big threat to this Skaven. Though the Empire just really didn't have quite enough to keep them. The cavalry forces weren't able to screen out the all the Doom players and Doom Wheelz enough as the Warlock Giselles continue to fire unimpeded. Another lightning coming down into the middle of the formation of the Empire as the assassin continues to pressure Marcus Wolfhart, doing good damage. The Empire really needs to get something onto him to protect him, to keep him from going down, because if he continues to stay in combat with the assassin, he will be going down. Now the Amber Wizard, looks like the other Transformation Cannon has been summoned and has also just dissipated as well. So both spells of Transformation Cannon have been used. So it's just going to be Flock of Doom left. Looks like some spears have finally been able to screen out that assassin from the Skaven, and Marcus Wolfhart is able to escape for the time being, though he is not in any of a better situation now. He is kind of surrounded by units of Skaven. You have the Wheelz of Doom, you have the other Warlock Engineer, and the Rat Ogres as well, kind of surrounding his position. He is not in a good way at all. Right now, the constructs of the Skaven are doing very, very good work indeed. Another lightning coming down onto these Huntsmen as Ikitclaw is now kind of surrounded by the Empire Knights as shots rain in from the Huntsman, doing very good anti-large damage to him. He's getting very, very low indeed. He is now wavering. I don't know if these two Doom players are going to be able to peel off enough, and a focus shot coming in. If that is able to connect, that will be the end of Ikitclaw, as that shot is going to be coming in any second now, as Marcus Wolfhart pulls back his bow and fires shot coming in and connecting with Ikitclaw, and down he goes. Even with the demise of Ikitclaw, the balance of power is still very much in the Skaven side. As yes, because the mortar or the great cannons have still not been able to get back, though the Amber Wizard is kind of just sitting back. The only thing left in its pocket is a Flock of Doom. But really, what's left of the Empire really doesn't have anything to deal with the Doom players and Doom Wheel. Even Marcus Wolfhart, he is very low on health. He just isn't going to be able to do the damage. You got the Pistoliers, which if they are able to get some shots in, they can do some good damage, but you still have the Warlock Engineer, and I believe the Assassin should still be around here somewhere. For the Skaven, though, I do not see him. That might be him back there. So he has just come back to the field as well. So we still have those two units, and Marcus Wolfhart just isn't going to be able to contend with them, and those small scales, even the Pistoliers aren't going to be able to do enough damage. I don't think the Empire is in a very good position here. They're going to have to be able to eliminate at least some of these Doom players, or try and focus down this Doom Wheel with the Huntsman. Though the Huntsman right now are just shooting into the Warlock Engineer. You kind of need them to either swing on these Doom players in the back, kind of push them off completely, because those have been forgotten by the Skaven. But now the combat of the Rat Ogres have now engaged the Empire Knights, and now we have one unit of Huntsman is routing, and even Marcus Wolfhart, which now is being engaged by the Wheelz of Doom. He is going to be going down if he is unable to get out of that. The Wheelz of Doom seems to have just kind of continued through. A Flock of Doom going down, kind of clipping a few units there of the Skaven, Clan Rat Spears, the Warlock Engineer, and the Doom Wheel. So that's pretty good, but Marcus Wolfhart is now routing from the field. Rat Ogres are hounding him, so he is going to be going, and that is going to be game as Skaven takes it. So, as we took a look at the Skaven roster, so definitely the Doom Wheels were the MVPs of that, with the Wheelz of Doom getting 200 kills, and this is the one Warlock Giselles that were shooting into the Empire Cavalry, really whittling them down throughout the entire match, being unopposed. Yeah, the Empire definitely needed to kind of get into the backline. They were able to get one unit of the Warlock Giselles off, but they really needed to use those two Pistoliers that were back there. They really should have stuck back there and kind of made sure that these Warlock Giselles weren't firing into the Empire Knights, and left the Empire Knights to deal with the Doom Wheels and Doom Players, though I don't know if even those three units would have been enough. They really would have to kind of screen them out and let the Huntsmen fire in, do their damage, let Marcus Wolfhart fire in as well. And the Amber Wizard did very well with one of his summons, able to get the Warfire Throwers off the field. But that second one was kind of a little bit lackluster. If he was able to get them maybe on the other unit of Warlock Giselles, that would have been good as well. But the inability to kind of keep their cannons firing was really kind of the crux of the Empire. They just kind of had their front lines compromised a little too quickly and too aggressively by the Doom players and Doom Wheelz, but a very good game indeed. I thank you all for watching and have a good one.